What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23-1. And today we're going to be talking about going back to prison. All right, am I ready? Am I prepared to do another trip to the penitentiary? Am I built for it? I've been out of penitentiary for 4 years. I'm off of probation, and I'm doing YouTube. And I'm surrounded by a lot of positivity, and sometimes surrounding yourself with a lot of positivity and a lot of positive things in your life, especially for me, I feel like it could all crumble apart at a snap of a finger, So I'm always prepared. I'm always prepared for the inevitable. I say to y'all all the time, I'm never going back, but honestly, you never know, and even the individuals out there that's never committed a crime in your life, you never know, man. You got to be prepared at all times for the worst case scenario, especially the individuals that watch my content that have been locked up, You can go to prison and forget about prison. A lot of people come out and within a month or two, they forget about all the pain. They forget about all the shit that they had to survive through. And then that's typically when they get locked back up, because they start doing more reckless stuff and they don't think they'll go back, But me, I'm always thinking I can go back. I went to prison and jail over the most sensitive bullshit I've ever seen in my life. I've done years behind drunken publics. I've done years for dirty urines, for marijuana. All right, we're going to talk about that. But look, I'm not on probation anymore, and a lot of that risk has lowered, but I'm always prepared. I got two savings accounts, all right? One of them is strictly for penitentiary. If I were to get locked back up, I'd say for at least a year or two, I got lawyer money, I got food money, I got phone money. All right, whatever the case is, I got money set aside just in case of an emergency like that, And even if I don't go back to the pen, I'm still saving money. So regardless, but you got to be ready for all situations because it's very easy to get locked up. Very easy. It's very easy to be going to the penitentiary for something you didn't even do. And then, by not hanging out with my old friends, stuff like that, and I'm not really in the mix, I'm not out in the hood, I tend to feel like I'm becoming a little more soft around the edges, So sometimes I say to myself, can I do the whole penitentiary life again, And I'd say within about 3 or 4 seconds, damn right you could do it again, old death. You got another bit in you. And that's what the old heads say. The old heads will say to the wild young buck when they're leaving the penitentiary, I'll see you again. I know you got another bit in you, And I'm not over here trying to jinx myself, but that's the facts. When you are forced to do something, you are going to see some resilience out of you that you probably ain't never seen before. And that means getting locked up. Let's say a lot of people say, man, I can't do that. I'm not built for it. I can't survive that, man. I'll be bored out my damn mind. Will you be surprised what the freak you could do if you're forced to it? Quitting smoking cigarettes. Every time I get locked up, I'll be waiting in jail 8 months to go up the road. I'll smoke in prison, but in jail there ain't too many cigarettes running around. So I'll quit smoking cigarettes. The thing that is almost impossible for me to do happens. You know why? Because I was forced. Can you imagine how much shit you could get done in your life if you were forced to do it? Positive stuff. If you were forced to save money, if you were forced to study and upgrade your career, what you do for a living. Just imagine what you could accomplish if you were forced to do it. But as for me, ladies and gentlemen, I am always prepared. I'm always prepared, I sat in jail for damn near a year, no bond status for a crime that I didn't even commit. And just by that alone, all right, has changed my whole way of thinking when it comes to the system. I'm sitting in jail, facing years upon years in prison for a crime I didn't even commit. Do you know how frustrating that is? To be sitting in a cell knowing you did not do it. And that's what I want to talk about. Why you should be prepared for shit like this, especially if you got, jealous, crazy homeboy, girlfriend, employee, whatever the case is, man. You're gonna come across some crazy individuals in your life. Okay, you're gonna burn some bridges, and you don't know what they're gonna do. Some people are sitting in jail because these bridges they burnt. Anyone could easily walk into their city or state's magistrate, whatever you want to call it, and press charges on you. You know, just like they did to me. They said that I kidnapped people at gunpoint. You know, I was sitting there, no bond, facing years and years in prison, all because someone walked in there and made up some bullshit. Do they get punished because I was found not guilty and their freaking testimonies didn't even match up? Do they get punished? Hell no. If I'm not getting found guilty and these fools are trying to bury me in the penitentiary, they should be going in there. That's how I look at it. That's how you're going to stop all this bullshit charges going on in the system. But no, there's guys, boyfriends, girlfriends that are going to the magistrate out of pure anger because their homeboy or homegirl went to the club that night and they're tired of them. They want to lock them up. They'd rather see them behind jail than just to break up with them. Shit like that happens every day. You could be a pot smoker. You're going out driving. You already have a DUI in your record. You're going out driving because you just smoked a J. You're not drunk. You're driving fine. But hey, your taillight's out. The cop rolls up on you. Your eyes are glazed. You're going to lockup. Second DUI, you're going to be sitting your ass in there. Especially if you ain't got no money. So you always got to be prepared. Always. You never know what's going to happen. But there's plenty of people that go their whole life without ever even getting close to a jail cell. You know, but even those individuals, you know, you got to have something that you have to prepare yourself for. Even though, like I said in a lot of my videos, you hope for the best, but expect the worst. If you expect the worst in every case scenario, you're going to be prepared for it. And in my situation, I'm an ex-convict. 8 years in and out of the penitentiary and jails. I got to expect the worst or else I'm not going to be ready. That if I do go, and I'm not ready, I'm not prepared, it's gonna be rough as hell. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into something else. You know, this ain't gonna be too long of a video, but I just wanted y'all to know that you always gotta be prepared for the inevitable. You know, as for me, I don't think I'll ever go to prison, but yes, I'm prepared. You know, I got a light switch. If I step foot into that book and then I'm about to do a little bid, that light switch flips on. I'm a totally different person. I'm a totally different person in lockup. And that's how you have to be. Okay, it's called adapting. You got to adapt to your environment. But anyways, this is another thing that I really want to talk about, all right? This whole First Step Act thing where they freed 2,000 inmates. Look, it's an amazing thing that they're freeing people, but I feel as though it's not really for no kind of reform. I don't know what it's for, to tell you the truth, because what's 2,000 inmates compared? Okay, you're freeing inmates, right? You're freeing them. Cool. 2,000. What's that to what? How many people are locked up in the U.S.? Over 1 million people? What's that? That's not even a freaking drop in the bucket compared to how many people are locked up, all right? When I think of reform, I don't think about freeing people. I'm thinking about laws being changed. And this goes along the lines of, hey, you could go at any time. You know, you go to prison anytime. The guy yesterday on the video from D.C., he said, if this cop sees me, he ain't gonna give two shits smoking weed. If this other cop sees me, this other kind of cop, I don't know what kind of park cop I think he said, he's gonna arrest me. All right, because the feds don't acknowledge marijuana smoke as recreational. I think that's what he said. But look, this is crazy. That's absolutely absurd. How the hell are you going to legalize marijuana in these states and then tell people you can't do it, especially if you're on probation? How is that even possible? How is people in these states that have legal weed going back to the penitentiary over smoking it while on probation? How? If the shit's legal. You want to talk about reform? Let's talk about petty ass shit like that, all right? People getting locked up and sentenced to the penitentiary for reefer. You want to talk about reform? Let's talk about how people can go to a freaking magistrate, drop charges, and you'll sit in there on bond for months upon months, if not go to the penitentiary for 20 years for a crime they're saying you committed, and they don't have not one lick of evidence. All they go by is he say, she say, and the judge listens to both of these testimonies, and if their testimony is better than yours, you're pretty much going to get locked up. That type of shit right there is what people need to focus on with the reform. Don't focus on some of this shit like 2,000 people are being released from prison. That guy got released for prison. You know, you see in the tabloids and stuff, Kim Kardashian's working on a lot of stuff to get these guys out of prison. Well, stop working to get them out. Start working on reforming the laws that put them in, if that makes sense. All right? If you feel as though they got sentenced to too much time, well, then stop it for the next man. You know, as soon as that guy gets out of prison, there's 5, 20, 100 more getting locked up for the same amount of time as that guy for the same exact damn charge. So don't talk to me about reform when people are getting released. I'll see reform when I see it in the law. But anyways, that's all I have to say today. You know, the system, man, it's really going crazy right now. You don't know what to get from it. Is it doing better? Is it doing worse? I don't freaking know, man. Of course, I've seen a lot of people get freed lately. Yeah, I am. But like I said, I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nothing. You know, I always feel as though there's some kind of something else going on behind the scenes and why people do things that they do. You know, that's how I look at it. Always question what you see, even if it looks like 100% honesty. You know, it looks positive 100%. Always question it. Always question it and then think about the deeper side of it. You know, why? Why do this? Why do that? You know, are they really truly just a good person? Chances are 99% chance, hell no, they ain't. No, they got some kind of shit behind that. They're doing it for something else. It ain't just that. It ain't just to help the next man. You know, it's going on 2020. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's the world we live in. But there are a lot of great and wonderful people out there, and even those great and wonderful people, they do stuff. Even, you know, charity or whatever. Of course, they're doing stuff to help the children and stuff like that. But I can almost guarantee chances are they're doing it for themselves as well. Their own integrity. They're hoping that it will help them in the afterlife. There's always some kind of intentions behind something that's not what you might think, you know? But anyways, I kind of veered off on that a little bit and we kind of got to reform somehow. But look, I'm always prepared. I'm always prepared to go back to the pen. You know, the question is, if I did go, would y'all hold me down? Would y'all hold me down or would you hit the unsubscribe? I'd have to get me a damn cell phone in there and keep the show going. Can you imagine if I was in a cell? Welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23-1. There's this dude, I forget, Un Espresso or something like that. I can't remember what the hell his channel name is. But I would love to have him on the show. This guy's in, I don't know where he's at. I think Mexico. But he's vlogging his whole 10-year prison bit. This dude got like 600K subscribers from the penitentiary, man. He's got to be, hey, that fool's canteen's on 100, you know? But, nah, I would never go to penitentiary and keep this channel going, man. I ain't got time for that shit when I'm locked up. I'm going to be gambling and stuff. You know, I'll probably record some phone calls for you. But look, I ain't going back. I ain't going back, all right? So don't think that. But you got to be prepared for the inevitable and everything. Your career, a wife. Look, you got to prepare for the worst case scenario. You know, you might have a great career and a great wife, but what if you lose your career? You know, what if you get injured? You can't even free go out to work. Is your old lady going to stick by your side when you ain't got a dime to your name? She don't even know how to get out there and work a job, or the other way around. You know, are you going to sit by their side through thick and thin? The majority of people don't. So you got to be prepared, man. You got to put yourself in the worst case scenario. And always, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot say this enough. I say it all the time. And I'm going to end it with this, all right? Hope for the best, but expect the worst. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed. It helps the channel tremendously. Leave a comment, hit the share, hit the notification bell because I'm dropping content every freaking day. Go check out all the links in the description of the video. Add me up on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Check out my Teespring page for all your Lockdown 23-1 merchandise. And as always, I salute to every last one of you who've been supporting me since the beginning and everyone who's just now joining the Lockdown compound. Y'all be easy, be safe, and be prepared. Be prepared for the worst.